All right, so I've got to do another response video. There's this narrative that is trying to be forward about Baltimore, about Freddie Gray killing himself in the back of the truck of the paddy wagon. I want you to understand. I want to dissect the anatomy of a lie. What you do is you get an anonymous person, somebody who won't ever be identified, and you get them to say something. That person says something that is that helps the narrative of the police, and in this case, it helps the narrative of Baltimore Police Department. And so now you take that person, what they said, you find them. You have 10 days to find them, right? Because of the Police Bill of Rights. You know, they don't have to say anything for 10 days. So you have 10 days to make up a cockamamie story. And now you get somebody who's going to lie for you. And then you get them to repeat it. The news media repeats it. The blogosphere repeats it. It gets, people make YouTube channels, videos about it. And now everybody is repeating it. And it repeats itself so much so that it takes on its own life. And people start believing what they've said. They've said it so much and they've heard it from so many different places that it must be true, all the while the original source was fabricated. Case in point, Ferguson. We all remember. Do you remember the blown orbital socket of Darren Wilson? Remember when a close associate of a person inside of the police department said that he had a blown orbital socket? And then all of a sudden you have blog posts writing about it. And then you have Fox News who picks up the blog post and says reports indicate. But they don't tell you that the report was a blog post that was based on a tweet, based on a woman who worked in the department who was really close to Darren Wilson. And now all of a sudden you have the entire nation repeating this narrative of a blown orbital socket, and then they one up you. They put out images of a CT scan showing what an orbital socket looks like, and they suggest that this blown orbital socket is the blown orbital socket of Darren Wilson, only to find out later on that that was not the case. And what happens after the fact? After all the evidence is released, after there are no charges, what happens? They show you a picture of Darren Wilson's face immediately after the event, and there's no blown orbital socket. All that you see is a guy who probably has hives. You know, he had an allergic reaction. That is the anatomy of a lie. And now they're trying the same exact thing with Freddie Brown. Now they're trying to say that Freddie Brown killed himself. And they've started that cycle over and over again. This is the type of people that we're dealing with. We're dealing with liars. We're dealing with people who have no moral center, no moral code. They hide behind the guise of Christianity, but they are completely bereft of morals. They are insidious. They will lie. They will cheat. They will kill. They will do anything possible to maintain the status quo, to maintain the power structure. And they do it all in the name of Jesus, and they do it all in the name of justice. When it is the absurdity, it is the height of perversion. Watch out for these lies, people. They're really trying to get you.